The other me. I've always been someone who prides themselves on their routine. My life is predictable. Wake up at 6, coffee at 7, work at 8. It's simple, and I find comfort in that. But recently, I've started noticing something strange, something I can't explain. It began a few months ago. I was walking through a park near my office when I saw him. He looked exactly like me. Same height, same dark hair, even the same jacket I was wearing. The only difference was that he wasn't looking at me, he was looking at someone else, someone I didn't know. At first, I thought it was a coincidence. Maybe he was a stranger who just happened to resemble me. But the more I thought about it, the more uneasy I became. The next time I saw him, I was sure of it. He was in the same park, sitting on the same bench, staring at the same person. And this time when I walked by, I was close enough to see his face. He looked at me, and it wasn't a glance. It was a knowing look. Like he recognized me. Like he had been waiting for me. That was the moment everything changed. I went home that evening, trying to shake the unsettling feeling that had been growing in the pit of my stomach. But the next day, it happened again. This time, I saw him standing outside my office building, watching the front door. I walked past him without saying anything, but as I reached the entrance, I glanced back. He was still staring at me, his face expressionless, like he was waiting for something. It's been happening ever since. Day after day, I've seen him in random places, at the grocery store, on the subway, even outside my apartment window. He never speaks. He just watches me, like he's studying me, waiting for the right moment to approach. I started to get paranoid. I stopped walking through the park, changed my route to work, and even started taking a different train. But no matter where I went, I couldn't escape him. It was like he was always one step ahead, always in the right place at the right time. But the strangest part? I've started noticing that he's starting to do things I do. For example, a week ago, I went to a new restaurant for lunch. It was a small, quiet place that I'd never been to before. When I sat down, I saw him again, sitting at the table across from mine, eating the same dish I had ordered. I didn't think anything of it at first. Maybe it was just another coincidence. But then, the next day, I went to the gym for a workout. I had been feeling a little off, so I didn't expect to see anyone I knew. But when I walked into the locker room, I saw him, sitting at one of the benches, wearing the same gym clothes I had worn earlier that day. That's when I started to lose it. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. It wasn't just the fact that he looked like me. It was the fact that he was mimicking my every move. It felt like I was living in some twisted version of my life, and he was the one controlling it. I decided to confront him. I had to know who he was. I had to know why he was following me, why he was pretending to be me. So, one night, I waited for him. I stayed in my apartment, watching the window, waiting for him to show up. And sure enough, just like all the other times, he appeared. But this time, he didn't just stand there. He walked toward my building. I waited for him to get closer. My heart was pounding in my chest. I had no idea what I was going to say, but I knew I couldn't let this go on any longer. I opened the door just as he reached the stairs. He stopped when he saw me, his face blank. And then, for the first time, he spoke. "I'm you." His voice was a soft whisper, but the words hit me like a ton of bricks. I froze, staring at him in disbelief. "What do you mean?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Who are you?" "I'm the version of you that you never became," he said, his eyes locked on mine. "I'm everything you could have been, everything you wanted to be." I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. But he continued. "You've been living your life, playing it safe. Following the rules, doing what's expected of you. But I chose a different path. I've done the things you've only dreamed about. The things you've been too afraid to try." I took a step back, my mind racing. What was he saying? How could he be me? "I don't understand," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "What do you want from me?" He smiled, a cold, almost knowing smile. "I want you to choose. I want you to decide who you really are. You can keep living this life, or you can join me. You can become the version of yourself that you've always wanted to be." I felt a chill run down my spine. This was too much. I couldn't handle it. "I'm not you," I said, my voice firm now. "I don't want your life. I don't want to be like you." He didn't say anything for a moment. He just stood there, staring at me. And then, slowly, he nodded. "I didn't think you would," he said quietly. "But I'll always be here, waiting for you to change your mind." And with that, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the shadows. I don't know what he meant, but I've been thinking about his words ever since. There's a part of me that's tempted. A part of me that wants to take that risk, to live a life without limits. But I also know that if I follow his path, there's no going back. And so, I live my life as ordinary as it may seem, constantly wondering if the other me is out there, living the life I could have had. Waiting for the day when I'll finally make my choice.